Yeah. And yeah, the servant seems to describe where he lives as a kind of borderland or something. Mentions like the border, but the edge of the forest, and then like a mountain. And he's in front of his house with a fire. And also, he says, like, Rumpelstiltskin, today I bake, tomorrow brew, and the next I'll have the young queen's child. And then, ha. Glad am I that no one knew that Rumpelstiltskin I am styled. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about this story? I mean, this is one of those few stories from childhood that I sort of remember.
Yeah, like actually I didn't hear this. I wasn't too familiar. I did kind of hear it, but I never really heard the full story or anything.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I just thought of how all the characters around this girl were greedy in some way and wanted to take things from her or wanted things from her. So
Hmm.
I thought of her father for wanting status, then the king for wanting physical like material wealth, and then
Hmm.
Rumpelstiltskin wanting the child. So
Hmm.
yeah, there are just all these interests in her that
Yeah, the whole
weren't.
story revolves around her. But in the end, I mean, she is like, it's interesting. She kind of just stays in a series of rooms and everything revolves around her. And yet she is the one that ends up with the most
Mhm,
in a way, although the king also ends up well. And even though he seems greedy, uh, he, he still only went from a king who's presumably well off to a king who's rich. And she went from being a poor miller's daughter to a rich queen. So I guess she moved up the most. I guess the thing that stands out to me most is that this story is kind of about magic, you know. I mean, fantastic things happen. A miller's daughter is raised to the status of a queen. A straw is spun into gold, But also there is this idea of, paying a price, and she's supposed to pay the ultimate price. And then Rumpelstiltskin pays the ultimate price when she finds out uh that what his name is through his folly, through his sort of rejoicing in his own power and things. So there is that age-old theme, from Herodotus and everywhere else, that hubris leads to nemesis, that pride leads to the fall. But yeah, but then when she plays with him a little bit at the end of the story, and when she is able to say his name, then he destroys his own body.